Okay, here I am back again, and I keep getting cut off, so I apologize. I'm going to keep going here with some more videos. This is part 3 of my time in Ohio Valley Wrestling. I think where I left off here was talking about Molly Holly. She had been sent down by the WWE at the time, and was working with Victoria, who is now in the WWE. Basically just to get a feel on if she had the right stuff for WWE. So they would send down some of their experienced people like Chris Benoit and Jericho and Undertaker came down, Kane came down, and like I mentioned, Molly Holly. A lot of these people would come down and they would work with some of these up-and-comers, people like Randy Orton, John Cena, Dave Batista, Rico Constantino, Doug Basham, Danny Basham, who is Damaja, Victoria, Nick Densmore, Rob Conway. All these guys were all there training when I was there. Brock Lesnar was another one. Johnny Spade. A lot of these guys were down there, and they were just trainers at the, being trained at the time. And of course, a couple years after that, they went on to sign with the WWE and became big names. And I'll get into that stuff in just a bit. But Molly Holly was probably one of the sweetest people I think I've ever met and had the opportunity to work with. And the interesting thing is, she was trained by Macho Man Randy Savage, and so it was funny for her to see me in Macho Man outfit, and it was just neat because we were in the. That's the other thing, we had to share locker rooms back then. They only had one locker room, but she was very conservative and she was very cool. Didn't smoke, drink, or anything like that, and she was just a rare gem. And I wish she would come back and do more stuff in wrestling, and I hope someday I could work with her again. But she just got a big kick out of it. She introduced herself to me, hi, my name is Nora, and basically I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I'm Ron, and she's like, oh, you're doing the Macho Man thing, and I said, yeah, they got me doing the whole Thurston Throckmorton. I explained to her how I was hypnotized to think that I was Randy Macho Man Savage, and she goes, she thought it was great, and she talked about how Randy had trained her back when she was, what was her name? In WCW, she was Miss Madness, I think she was, or Mona. I can't remember what her name was when she was in WCW, so if anyone remembers, tell me, because I'm at 37 years old, by God, I'm having memory losses. Anyways, so Molly was great. Two people I had problems with in OVW were from the WWE, and basically anytime that a wrestler is sent from the WWE back down to the training level of OVW, they would bring their egos with them. Two of those guys were Mark Henry and the Big Show, Paul White. And basically, Mark I got along with a little bit, but the Big Show, there was just too many problems, too many conflicts. These guys would come down, they would bring their egos with them, they would hang out with certain groups, certain cliques, as every promotion seems to have. And if you weren't one of their buddies, they treated you like garbage, plain and simple. There was a time where Big Show was wrestling a guy by the name of Slick Robbie D, who has passed away. He killed himself back in like 2001, 2002. He was a fantastic wrestler. If you get a chance and you're curious of the history of Ohio Valley Wrestling, he's a guy I think that probably could have gone far in the WWE had he survived. But unfortunately, he had his problems. And you can look for him on the internet, do some research about Slick Robbie D. Good guy, very good guy. He was taking on the Big Show, and it was just a total mismatch. But Robbie D he was just incredible with his versatility. I mean, this guy he could jump from the actual ring, almost middle of the ring. I mean, I would say almost middle of the ring, to the top turnbuckle, just like that, one leap. And he would do some flips, and he would just do all kinds of great acrobatics that a normal person can't do, and he was just fantastic. So here he was in the ring wrestling Big Show, 7 foot, 500-pound sloth, and they were going against each other, and of course Robbie was trying to do all these drop kicks and everything he can to work on the Big Show, and Big Show was just manhandling him. So here comes the Macho Man, myself, Thurston Throckmorton, out to the ring. And I was going to try to help out Robbie D. I think he got disqualified. And basically, Big Show got me from behind there. What I was doing is I was celebrating, doing the, ooh, yeah, the whole twirling thing there. That kills the throat. And then he tapped me on the shoulder. I turn around. Big Show grabs me by the throat, gets ready to choke slam me. And let me explain something to you. This is where we had our problems. When Big Show does a choke slam on any normal WWE wrestler or anybody that's a star, he'll take it easy on you. You know, he'll get you up there midway, and then he'll put you down, but he'll go with you. And you know, when you're out there, you try and take care of yourself, and you also try to take care of your opponent. Well, he didn't care about me, obviously, because I wasn't one of the signed talent for the WWE. I just happened to be working with OVW, practically for free, to be honest with you. But anyways, he tapped me on the shoulder. I turned around, he grabbed me by the neck, and he picked me up, and like I was nothing, because I am nothing. But he had me up there about like this. Right here would be my head, and here would be my shoulders. And this is about where the choke slam usually is. And then he would go down and fall on his knees with you to take some of the force. Not with me. What he did is he picked up me, the Macho Man, picked me way up in the air, circled a couple times to show everybody, and then he went way above his head. So my head was like way above his, my shoulders were about where his head was. And he just drove me down in the middle of the ring and took my breath out and hurt my head, obviously, because I was not prepared for that. Messed my stomach up because I was feeling some pain, and I was wondering if I was bleeding from the inside because that hurt. I don't think I've ever felt the pain like that, and it was a jolt. So he did that, and then I just rolled out of the ring, and Robbie and I would, real groggy, obviously. Robbie and I went to the back locker room while the Big Show celebrated in the middle of the ring with the fans there. So that was my one issue with him. And again, unless you were a drug user, drinker, smoker, or a friend of Jim Cornette, or one of the signed WWE talents, Big Show really didn't like you. And so I guess that's why I had issues with him. Mark Henry was another one who came down. He was overweight, and he was told to lose weight, and then they would call him back up to the WWE because he had about 5 more years left on his contract. So he came down with an ego, and as he lost weight, I think he was starting to feel more better about himself, and as he knew he was getting ready to leave OVW and get called back up to WWE, he was great to everybody. But while he was there, before he lost the weight, he was just very careless. I can remember one time where he was trying out something new we were doing the training in the afternoon there, and he was in there working with Rico Constantino. And Rico, if you're watching this, you probably remember this. But we were all on the outside of the ring, and basically it was him against Rico. And Mark did something off the top ropes or from the outside. He tried to pull himself in and do a leg drop onto Rico's neck, And basically what he ended up doing is he ended up falling where his ass actually hit Rico and knocked him out on the head. And Danny Davis ran down, and of course Rico just was hearing ringing in his ears, had a mild concussion, and it was a scary thing to witness something like that, because Mark Henry was a pretty heavy guy at the time, and just to see him come down full force onto a guy's skull was like, wow. And Rico was a pretty big, muscular guy as well. Like I said, you can look at the videos that I've had here. He was the American Gladiator champion, but Mark Henry just didn't take care of him very well, and of course landed wrong. And accidents do happen. I'm sure he didn't do it on purpose, but it was just a move that Mark Henry normally never does. Why would you try something on a live person, something risky like that? But he did, and things happen. But bottom line is, my experience in OVW was great. I enjoyed it. It was too short, I feel. I had a lot to offer. Jim Cornette, I thought, liked me. All the wrestlers there liked me. I never gave an ego or an attitude toward anybody's. I didn't drink, smoke, do drugs. I did my own thing. I wasn't part of any cliques. I treated everybody great. Even Randy Orton, who has got a huge ego, he was a real lady person. He would just use and abuse you, basically, but he was a huge ego. He was there. He was 18 or 19 years old at the time, and he had just come to OVW, and the ego wasn't there when he first started, but as he got going and started to get more into the lifestyle and he was being used more on television, he developed the ego. And I never really had a problem with him. Other wrestlers did, but he was just one with one of the egos. Dave Bautista